So I've been at this for a long time, and I'm continually shocked at how few people understand just how peripheral originality is to writing. I'm also shocked at how many people claim to understand this and yet continually task themselves with being, quote, original. Look, we all know the saying, good artists borrow and great artists steal, right? We say it all the time, and yet somehow we seem to think of it not as a statement of fact, but as a kind of pithy aphorism, The early bird gets the worm, actions speak louder than words. Don't judge a book by its cover, that sort of thing. But seriously, and I mean very, very seriously, in which other craft or sport or profession is excellence assumed to be the result of originality? Does the architect simply feel their way to a skyscraper? Does an engineer intuit how a bridge should be built? Does the chef create a delicious entree without any training? I get that the nature of writing is somehow, magical or ephemeral or something, right? I mean, there's zero barrier to entry, and when we read it, it often feels effortless and even spontaneous. Most delightfully troublesome of all is that writing has a kind of personal quality to it, as if it can be anything to anyone at any time. In that sense, writing is very unlike a skyscraper or a bridge or a delicious entree. But I'd argue that it is precisely these qualities that make writing worthy not just of the same levels of study and practice, but of even greater levels. And furthermore, I'd wager that the best writers, certainly those willing to be transparent about the tricks of the trade, agree with me. Yes, we all bring a unique flair to our writing. But guess what? Farmers bring a unique flair to farming, and so do priests and mathematicians and plumbers and bus drivers and nurses. But the point is that none of them are under the delusion that personal flair is a substitute for quality, much less excellence. The exceptional skyscraper, bridge, and entree aren't exceptional because their creators are exceptional. They're exceptional because their creators humbled themselves enough to be able to iterate on what came before them. It is, I think, liberating to be freed from the predatory myth of originality, to understand that the job is not to be original, but rather to bring one's originality to the job, to study the works and the techniques of the writers and screenwriters that came before, and, armed with their accomplishments, to write something that only you can write. Okay, next up we talk about ideas and stories, how ideas are easy, stories are hard, and how knowing the difference will change your life. I hope to see you there.